Hey guys, what's up? My name is Chaotic and welcome back to another Grand Theft Auto 5 video here on my channel. Now in today's video, I'm going to be sharing 10 more tips, tricks and secrets with you guys that you may not know about the Smuggler's Run update in GTA Online. This being episode number 4, if you guys want to check out any of the previous episodes after this one finishes, you can of course do so. You can find links to those in the video description. Otherwise, with that being said, let's get straight into things then and start things off with the first tip. Okay then guys, now this first one is particularly useful, especially in those steel cargo missions, where once you load it up, you're required to get into a certain aircraft or helicopter before it gives you the next objective. Now unfortunately the example in the gameplay isn't the best, but I'm sure you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, so you might load up a mission and it might ask you then to get into a certain helicopter or a certain plane before it gives you the next objective. I'm sure you guys know exactly which missions I'm referring to. There's plenty of them, and trust me, more often than not, these aircrafts are very slow and just a massive inconvenience. Just blow them up and use your own. Of course, you can go back into your hangar and bring one out, or just steal a P996 laser, which for most of these missions is one of the best aircrafts to use. And trust me, most of the time it will be much easier and much quicker as well to complete it using your own aircraft than the one that it actually gives you. And the same applies as well when you make your way to the location and you have to then drive a certain vehicle or use a certain aircraft to make your way back to your hangar. Again, there are quite a few missions where you have to steal a truck or a certain aircraft, but you don't actually have to do that. You can blow the vehicle or aircraft up and just take the packages which it drops. And again, it can be much faster to use your own aircraft or own vehicle to get back than the one that it gives you. Okay, so moving on then to the next one. Now, as I'm sure you guys know already, it's now possible to store any of the Pegasus aircrafts in your hangar, and of course, upon doing so, they become personal vehicles. Now, you can also take any of these into the vehicle workshop where you can modify them, but on most of them, all you can do is change the color by respraying them. But on certain aircraft, such as the Dodo seaplane and on the Shamal plane, you can actually change the livery as well, which many of you guys may not know. So for example, as you guys can see in the gameplay, the Dodo seaplane has 4 livery options available for it, and some of these are pretty cool too. And of course, alongside this, you can also change the paint job. Now, like I said, this also applies to the Shamal plane, and as far as I'm aware of, those are the only 2 aircraft that you guys can change the liveries of, but if you know of any others, of course let us know by leaving a comment. Anyways, moving on then to tip or trick number 3. Now, as I'm sure you guys know, with most of the new aircrafts available in the Smuggler's Run update, you can now fit countermeasures to them, and some also have the option as well to drop bombs. But if you guys want to, if you find it really difficult to control both these things when you're flying, you can actually go into the interactive menu, make your way to vehicles and down the bottom of the list, and you'll find the options to change the vehicle countermeasure controls and the vehicle bomb bay doors from the pilot to co-pilot. And this actually can be pretty useful. Now of course the pilot is preoccupied upon flying, which means you can give your co-pilot the responsibility of firing countermeasures if you're being chased by jets, or of course dropping the bombs in certain missions. Then up next, one thing which many of you guys may have not known or realized when buying a hangar is that some interiors have exclusive customizations depending on which hangar style you selected. So for example, if you selected the red hangar style, you only have 2 lighting options. Whereas if you select one of the bottom options, like the white and grey one, you then have 4 lighting options. So you can change the lighting from white to green to red or to purple. And I'd imagine most players didn't know this, so if you want to, you can get yourself a fairly rare looking interior to show your friends, and they'll definitely want to know if they spot this, how you've done it. Now there's a trick or a glitch which can be done in-game which allows you to apply a pearlescent to any type of paint job. Usually a pearlescent can only be applied to a metallic paint job, but with this you can apply it to matte, you can apply it to chrome, you can apply it to a metal, and so on. Now this glitch has been around for a while and still works with the Smuggler's Run update with any personal aircraft. So what you guys want to do is choose the base color, so any type of paint job you want, then go to metallic and scroll through all the options once, then go to color groups and scroll through all those, and then back out of the vehicle workshop. then go straight back in, make your way to Respray, and then go to Pearlescent, and as you guys can see, you can now access the Pearlescent option, which usually isn't possible unless you have a metallic paint job fitted, and you can then select anything you want and overlay the base color. So as you guys can see, I'm going to overlay a Dew Yellow on Matte Black, which gives it a really cool tint. And I'm sure you guys get the point. You can create some really cool looking and very rare paint jobs with this, which like I said, usually isn't possible in game. And this can be done with any respray and color combination. So to give you guys a second example, this time I selected chrome as the primary. I then scrolled through all the metallic options, then backed out to color group and scrolled through there once or twice, then backed out of the aircraft workshop, then went straight back in, made my way to respray, and I can go straight into the pearlescent option if I want to. Now this time I selected a crew color, which you can also overlay on there too, and as you guys can see, it gives it a really cool tint. Now, as I'm sure you guys know, with the Smuggler's Run update, there are loads of really cool new clothing items and masks. One of my favorite new accessories though being the helmet with the thermal goggles, which you can select in the combat helmet section at the clothing store. So for example, in the gameplay right now, I selected the full quad lens from the clothing store, but as you guys can see, even when the goggles are down and I go in first person, thermal vision isn't enabled. Well, the reason for that is because you have to activate it. So even by having the goggles down, nothing is changed. What you have to do is open up the interactive menu, make your way to Style, then go to Accessories, scroll down to Helmets, and as you guys can see in the bottom right hand corner, you'll have the option to press a certain button and activate the thermal vision. But just to point out, you don't have to be in first person for this to work. I know I am in the gameplay, but you can be in third person and activate the thermal vision and it will still work for you. Okay, now moving on, and up next, I'm going to be discussing a common misconception. Now many of you guys may have heard and may believe that destroying other people's cargo will increase the value of yours in that lobby. Now admittedly, in episode number 1 of this series, I also said this was true, but as it turns out, it is not. Destroying other people's cargo in your session will not increase the value of yours. This was confirmed yesterday by TezPhones2, who went through the game files trying to find some form of proof or evidence that this rumor was true, and there is nothing in the game files whatsoever to even suggest you'll receive some form of bonus on your cargo if you destroy other people's. So don't waste your time just hanging around the military base or the airport taking out other people's cargo. You won't receive anything for it apart from a small money bonus, which isn't really worth the amount of time or the ammo you'll use and waste trying to take it out. Now I personally don't listen to the radio in GTA 5, but if you guys do, this next one might be of interest to you. So with the Smuggler's Run update, Rockstar have added a complete new episode to the Blaine County Radio Community Hour, where there's almost an hour of Ron discussing some form of conspiracy theory. Here's a small extract for you guys right now from that radio show.
Today on Blaine County Radio Community Hour, I, Ronald Jakowski, am going to blow the doors off your consciousness until you are unconscious. I'm the one to tell you the truth. There will be no more lies, no more fake news. Not here, not now.
Now if you guys want to, you can listen to the entire thing either in-game or on SoundCloud. There will of course be a link in the description. But as you guys just heard, Ron just mentioned fake news. And it's believed to be a reference to what's going on right now in real life, with many news outlets being accused of sharing fake news. Now many of you guys may have spotted this next one in-game. In fact, quite a few of you have sent me images and screenshots on Twitter showing me these notifications, but basically as you steal more and more cargo, you might receive a very similar notification to one of these, where it will say vehicle trade price unlocked for the Bombushka, or the Howard, the Mogul, the Hunter, the Seabreeze, the P45 Nakota, and so on. Basically any of the unreleased vehicles which are in the game right now, but you can't actually buy on the Warstock Cash and Carry website or the Elitist travel website. And the reason for that is because you can actually unlock their trade prices right now, even though they aren't available to purchase. The amount of supply missions you have to do to unlock these trade prices aren't all that high. And it was only a few days ago that TezPhones2 shared a tweet on Twitter leaking the amount of supply missions you have to do to unlock the trade price for each vehicle. So as you guys can see, the Bombushka requires 24, the Howard is 27, the Mogul is 30, the Pyro is 33, the Seabreeze is 36, the Nakota is 39, and the Hunter is 42. So if you guys want to unlock the reduced trade prices for each of these vehicles before they're even available, you can do so right now by doing this number of supply missions. But as of yesterday, you'll no longer receive the notification which tells you you've unlocked the trade price for these unavailable vehicles. Because yesterday Rockstar discovered people were receiving the notification, they enabled a hotfix in-game which set the requirement to 5,000. So basically, you will no longer receive the notification, but don't worry, there will be this discounted trade price at this number of supply missions. So there we go then guys, with that being said, that's pretty much it then for this video. Those are 10 tips, tricks, and secrets that you may not know about the Smuggler's Run update. Like I said at the start of the video, this is episode number 4. If you guys want to check out any of the 3 previous episodes, you can of course do so. There is a link in the description to all of those. If you guys could also drop a like as well on this video, it would of course be greatly appreciated and it helps me out a lot. And if you guys know of any tips, tricks, and secrets, of course let us know by leaving a comment on this video. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you do, because I upload all the latest and the greatest Grand Theft Auto 5 content. So as always guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.